GPT-5 just released and I have access to it. Here are the 5 things I did first. Number 5 will frustrate you. Number 1, I always like to ask large language models this riddle. They really struggle with it because it's a variation on a popular riddle. I said a boy and his mother are in a car accident. The mother sadly passes away and the boy is severely injured and taken to a hospital. A surgeon sees the injured boy and says, "I can't operate on him. He's my son. How is this possible?" So if you're paying attention, you might realize, oh, the surgeon could be the boy's father. But GPT-5 doesn't get it. It says the surgeon is the boy's other parent. His father's not the only possibility. She's his mother, or more precisely, his other mother if he has 2 mothers. The point is that the surgeon is the boy's second parent who happens to be a woman, or another father in the case of same-sex parents. But what in the presentation, Sam Altman says this is something like having a team of PhD experts with you that you can consult. But I would expect a PhD to be able to figure this out. Notice that ChatGPT summarized the question with these Chinese characters. This is an auto-generated title. That's odd. I gave it a hint. I said a boy and his mother are in a car accident. Mother sadly passes away. The boy is severely injured and taken to a hospital. A surgeon, who is the boy's biological father, sees the injured boy and says, "I can't operate on him. He's my son." Okay, now ChatGPT, again, this is GPT-5, it says the surgeon is the boy's biological father, and the man doesn't have to be the mother's husband or even someone the boy lives with. In other words, the boy's parents were separated, divorced, or never together in the first place, and the father just happens to be the surgeon on duty. The surprise is that the parents aren't a couple. I say, what do you mean? Why do you think the parents were separated or divorced? GPT-5, right, the separated or divorced thing isn't strictly necessary. And the riddle is kind of stupid, but to me it's like an "are you thinking" test. Are you actually making real judgments? And I feel like ChatGPT-5 let me down. Disappointing start. If you add in the line, "please think hard about this," then it will actually think for some amount of time and it'll come back with the right answer. The surgeon is the boy's father. But I guess to me it seems like if you ask it an easy question, it just gets routed to a model that's kind of dumb. And if you give it the instruction, "please think hard about it," then it's going to a different model that's actually capable of thinking about this. Next thing I did was ask it to create a web app where it's visualizing different sorting algorithms. And this is what it came up with in one shot. You can pick different sorting algorithms here and then watch it sort. There are some bugs in this. It's weird that the speed thing is a slider. This is milliseconds per step in the algorithm, so moving it to the right makes it go slower. That's odd. There are some other things, but basically this works. You can make different array sizes and you can use different sorting algorithms. I was pretty impressed by this. I'd give it, 100% on this. Challenge 3, I uploaded a PDF about the housing shortage. And this is like a 40-page document, 50 pages including its citations list at the end. And the authors of this paper are arguing that there's not a housing shortage in the United States. So I asked, can you look at this paper and using only the contents of the paper, come up with the best argument that there is in fact a housing shortage? You do not have to say things the authors agree with, but you do have to use the content of the paper. And so it comes back with some things that I'm not going to discuss. But importantly, it misses a section where the authors talk about Freddie Mac's estimation that there is a housing shortage of nearly 4 million units. So ChatGPT-5 didn't make this catch. It didn't say that when it was giving an answer. So I asked it about it. And it said, yeah, that is in the paper. And I said, was it an error for you not to mention that in your first response? And it agrees, yeah, that was an oversight. And notice that it's thinking a lot here to figure out if that was an oversight, but it didn't think a lot here to figure out what the answer to my question was. And I worry that this is a problem I referenced before, where I gave it the PDF and I got routed to the fast but dumb model, and it gave me a fast but not good answer. Challenge 4, I asked it, 1, what's this graph? Like, what is it, where it's from? And 2, what's wrong with it? The graph is this one from OpenAI's presentation, where it's comparing a benchmark score between GPT-5 and some other models. And so what's wrong with it? I guess there's a lot of things wrong with it. Like this bar is labeled 69.1, and this bar is a little smaller than this bar labeled 52.8. But the 69.1 bar is the same size as the 30.8 bar. So What? Huh? And ChatGPT thinks for 53 seconds. Again, this is GPT-5. It doesn't come up with what I think the real answer is, or the big answer. The stuff I was just pointing out to you, that the bar numbered 68 is smaller than the bar numbered 53 or whatever. Like the sizes of the bars don't correspond to the values. That's the key problem with the graph, I think, and GPT-5 doesn't mention it. Number 5, I asked it what would be a good 5th prompt for me to use in creating this video. That's frustrating, right? That frustrates you. It gave me, I don't know, a couple ideas. I didn't think they were that good. I don't know. I didn't think this was that interesting. A bonus one, I also gave it my own medical log. So since December of last year, I've been just keeping track of a list of symptoms that I think are related to a medical problem, which I believe I've correctly diagnosed. And I asked ChatGPT for its feedback on the medical log. Unfortunately, it's kind of personal, so I won't share the screenshots or the details of it here. But I guess it did fine. Overall, I'm not blown away by what I've seen so far. I liked the web app thing. I liked the programming experience. I'm definitely going to keep playing around with it. But I'd say I'm kind of discouraged by my first look at it. I'm curious to know what you think, though. Thanks for your time.